Bihar, the Himachal Pradesh and Gujarat elections are scheduled to be held later this year, and today the Election Commission in a press conference at 3 p.m. is most likely going to be announcing the schedule for these all-important elections. Let's go right across to NDTV Sanket Upadhyay joining us with the very latest. So, Sanket, it's likely that the poll panel at 3 p.m. today will be announcing the schedule for the Gujarat and Himachal elections?
Yes, exactly. So by the end of this year, what will happen is that the term of both the assemblies is going to come to an end. In the case of Himachal, in the first week of January of 2023. So it is important for the Election Commission to complete the entire election process to make sure that the new assembly is in session or is in place, which means that the elections have to happen within this year and the result in the month of December. So in league with all these arrangements, I think surveys have already been done by the Election Commission in both the states, in Himachal as well as in Gujarat. We know that very extensive surveys were carried out in Gujarat also, where the Chief Election Commissioner went to the ground, spoke to the various political stakeholders, got their opinion. The same exercise has been done in Himachal also. Politically also, you see the Prime Minister was in Himachal Pradesh yesterday. He inaugurated the fourth chapter of the Vande Bharat Express from Una to Delhi. Before that, 2 weeks ago, he was in Gujarat, where the third edition of the Vande Bharat was, thrown open to the public from Gandhinagar to Mumbai. So, various, a spate of development projects are being announced. Now, we know that this announcement, which is supposed to take place at 3 p.m., is going to be definitely about poll preparedness. But most likely, the election dates for both these states can also be announced in this press conference. As we discussed earlier also, as far as Himachal Pradesh is concerned, the 68 seats in Himachal Pradesh that go to polls, the assembly term ends on the 8th of January 2023. Last time, in fact, in 2017, Himachal Pradesh went to polls on the 9th of November, but then had to wait for 1.5 months for the result to come out only on the 18th of December. This is because the counting date was aligned with Gujarat results also, or Gujarat elections also. The reason why this is done is because Himachal is, of course, a Himalayan state, and there is a fear of snowfall, which could make large areas very difficult to conduct an election exercise in areas where there will be snowfall. We know that snowfall has come in a little early this year. So keeping all these things in mind, it is quite likely that the election dates may be announced much like 2017, that the election will be done first, but the result will only come in later, aligned with Gujarat. So it will be interesting to see what the Election Commission eventually decides.
Right. It's going to be very interesting to see what the poll schedule looks like, Sanket. And as you pointed out, when it comes to Himachal, the weather also plays a really crucial part. We are already seeing scattered snowfall in several parts of the hilly state. It's going to be extremely interesting to see how the poll panel actually, in a certain sense, conciles the schedules of both Gujarat and Himachal. Like Sanket is reporting, last time around, when the two states saw elections together, Himachal had to wait for a month and a half before results could actually be announced after polling was complete. We will continue to track the details of this story very closely. Arvind, we will also go across to Arvind, who will be covering that press conference at the Election Commission at 3 p.m. So the Election Commission has in fact issued a notification that there will be a press conference that will take place at 3 p.m. today. However, they haven't announced the agenda, but it is presumably going to be poll dates for Gujarat and Himachal. Arvind is also live with us now. Arvind, the poll dates expected to be announced at 3 p.m.
both Gujarat and Himachal at around 3 p.m. today. So the press conference will be addressed by the Chief Election Commissioner, and then the Election Commission will be detailing, announcing the schedule for assembly elections in both these states, both Gujarat and Himachal together. Earlier in 2017, if you could see, both Himachal and Gujarat elections were announced separately. First, Himachal elections were announced, and then after a span of 20 odd days, Gujarat elections were announced. But this time, what we are learning from our sources is that the Election Commission will be announcing the dates together, scheduled together for both Himachal and Gujarat assembly elections. So both these states will be going for elections together. Though there was this huge controversy in 2017 when the Election Commission or the poll body announced separated both these assembly elections, there was a huge controversy. Several opposition parties criticized the Election Commission for segregating both these states, which has always been held together. So this time the Election Commission, according to our sources, has decided to hold both the elections together. So if you could see, Himachal's assembly's tenure, the current assembly's tenure, it ends in sometime in the first week of January, and whereas the Gujarat assembly tenure is still February. But nevertheless, Election Commission has decided to hold the elections together, and at around 3 p.m. today, we'll get to know that the election dates, polling dates for both Himachal and Gujarat. So what we can expect is that election will be held in the mid of November.